Happy New Year's, everybody. I've been just learning some stuff, meditating on some scriptures that really have been standing out to me lately. For the past month, I've been really struggling with some things. I've been working really hard in a toxic work environment, and it started to get to me, and I kind of brought that home into my house, and I stopped taking care of the things that I needed to take care of in my own home. And the more I did that, the more I kind of lost control of my own spirit and mind, and it affected everyone in my family. And so I started seeking God, and all these verses started popping up, like the one in Proverbs that says, the hand of the diligent will bear rule. So I've been having a hard time like ruling myself, and even like putting up boundaries with my own children, and bringing too much heaviness onto my wife and my relationships. And I realized that it had a lot to do with diligence and not seeking God and seeking like emotional security and things that can't really provide it. And so the more I realized that diligence and actually looking to the things that you need to get done, lift the load off yourself and off others, because you actually bring the value to the table that you are supposed to be providing. And then the people that look to you for that provision actually respect your words, and you bring so much value that they want to listen to you and trust you and all this stuff. And when you don't, they don't trust you anymore. And it connected all these other verses like, he that rules not his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. And so you're letting in all these things, these depressions, these spirits of rejection, thinking like, I just want to run away, or I could do better in another situation instead of the situation that God has actually given you to do best in diligently. Just like the talents, where he said, I've given everyone a different talent, and you can either go and increase that exact talent or hide it and try to do something else. And he blesses the ones that actually did something with what he gave them. So it's really beautiful. So on top of that, I started seeing verses like, the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet. So you actually have rule over your own spirit. You just have to do it. And you have to take authority by your choices to set boundaries. And you can only really set boundaries when you are confident. And you can only be confident when you're trusting in God. And when you trust in God, you start to actually do the things that you need to do, because you're not pressured by the lack of what you have. You actually are free to do what you need to do with what you have, and you can see it right in front of you, and then you can be present and comfortable in your situation, right? Because the Spirit of God is the spirit of comfort, and he will guide you into all truth. So when you see it that way, you start doing the best with what you have, because you're not looking at it like everything is wrong. You don't look at the people around you like, they're going to do this, I want them to do that, they're going to hurt me. Instead, you look at them like you did when you first met them, like they could do no wrong, and everything rolls off your back. And you have everything. You have this abundance mindset. And Jesus said that, I want to give them life, and life more abundantly. And then on top of that, he says in Romans that he that is joined unto God is one spirit. So our spirit is married to God, and we have him for everything in our lives. We have his full provision, his full presence, and we really have the grace for everything in need, right? We go boldly before the throne of grace that we may receive in the time of need. So he's not far from what we need. He knows exactly what we need, and he's felt our infirmities. He's been a human. He did it for us. So just seek God in that, and then what happens? The Spirit of God illuminates stuff right in front of us, and then we can arrange it accordingly and be diligent, and then we actually rule in our life, and the yoke is broken off our neck because we've taken the dominion that God has given us. And that dominion isn't dominance or domineering from a place of unworthiness, but from the worth and value that God has given you already, and then you're full. There's just so many verses coming to mind, but basically that's the gist. eye has not seen nor ear heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that God has prepared for them that love him. But he has revealed them to us by his Spirit, right? So good. All things work together for good to those who love God and to those who are the called according to his purpose. So we can be confident that we're called according to his purpose, that we have his Spirit, we have the provision right in front of us, we have everything we need, we're complete in him. So go and prosper with what God has already given you. Stop looking around at what you're missing or what the people in your life are missing. Just be the blessing you were created to be through the Spirit of God and through the abundance that you already have. Even if it looks bleak, like you don't have enough, what happens is when you turn it to God and you see it as enough, he changes things for the better. He puts his hand on it and starts to bless you. So go forth and multiply. Leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. Happy New Year.